Welcome to another episode of Lessons for Mom. We're almost at the end of this series, and in this episode, I'm going to be sharing about my mom's legacies. There's so many of them that I have reflected on, and I'm going to be starting with her legacy of faith. You must have heard in some of the videos how people described her as someone who prayed, someone that was spiritual, someone that valued faith, someone that was intentional about her faith. And this legacy wasn't just important to her. She handed it over to all her children. And we value spirituality. We value our faith. For us, faith is our identity. Faith guides our values. Faith guides our relationships and the way we live. As I speak about this, I remember that my grandmother is still alive, my mom's mom. And I remember that because my mom had a legacy of honor. She honored her parents. She visited them. She invested in them. She cared for them. And her exit gave us the opportunity to get closer to my grandmother, who is home in the village. She would come to town and come help us take care of our children, especially mine when I had my children, since my mom was not there. And I just choose to use this time to honor my grandmother, who I don't know if she will get the opportunity to watch this, but just in case she does, Mama, you raised a powerful woman. She was your first that we met. You raised a diligent woman. You raised a powerhouse. And I just celebrate your life today at over 90. Still on my mom's legacy, my mom had a legacy of truth and integrity. She said what she meant, and she meant what she said. She was not a hypocrite. She didn't have two faces. She wasn't somebody else, a group, and another person to another group. Everybody knew her for what she stood for, and she stood for it without apology. Her identity of truth carried her through work, business, career, friendship, family. She had a legacy of sacrifice, giving what she did not have, ensuring that everyone around her was happy and lived a life as good as she lived. Her siblings testify of this legacy of care, of compassion, of kindness. And finally, she had a legacy of love. Love for herself. She ate the right things. She exercised. She rested when she needed to. She traveled. She met people. Love for others. Love for her family. Love for nature. I don't think I spoke about her gardens. In front of her house was a garden that had 3 trees: a cashew tree, an apple tree, and a guava tree. Behind our house was an orange tree, a pumpkin tree that had leaves called ugu that you could make soup from, lemongrass, and some other small vegetables. She loved nature. She even raised chickens. That's one thing I did not learn from her, because I can't stand chickens, live chickens around me. But my mom raised chickens all my life. I don't know why chickens and I are not friends. As well as plantain. So she had these 2 plantain trees in the house. For those who don't know what plantain is, that's the bigger version of bananas. And so these plantains will grow and they would bring out fruit. And often we did not eat the plantain alone. She would send some to her neighbor friends so that they could be part of the harvest of the season. My mom planted everything. The leaf efirin that we would use for making Nigerian pepper soup. Different kinds of herbs grew around her because for her, our home was also where she could eat from. It's great to know that I had a mom that had a legacy of planting and harvesting. And she didn't just treat nature as secondary. Nature was part of her life. And so she knew to love, and she gave love to all around her. These legacies are very important to me today and to my siblings because we saw them, we learned them, and we imbibed them. And they have influenced how we live our lives every day.
My mom, Mrs. Muriike Omokemi Ashiwaju. I think to speak about her, I will use 3 words. The first word is classy. My second word is enterprising. And my third word is spiritual. I'm really thankful for the time I had, albeit short. It was a really, really good time with my mom, and I'm thankful for this opportunity to celebrate her.
We became very close, having found some similarities in our characters. She was a true friend, loving, caring, compassionate, and empathetic. She was a diligent professional colleague with high sense of competence. She was a good counselor who had words of advice for every situation. Wherever you are, my friend, you are greatly missed. I want you to know that. This Gbemi Ashiwaju, aka Mama Gbemi, was a caring mother to the children, loving wife to the husband. May your gentle soul continue to rest in peace. Rest on, dear friend, in the bosom of the Almighty God.
She was a firm woman who believed in certain values that you could not just shoot her from those values. And thinking back, those values have helped me through my journey, through my marriage life up until today. She was one of the women in my life that I will never forget. I'm so proud of the children and what they're doing and where they are. I'm sure she'll be proud of them because, I mean, like any one of us, she instilled very deep values into us. And here we are, carrying on our memories.
She was a straight, very honest, very frank, down-to-earth person. There was no, what you see is what you get with her. There was no deception at all. And we became quite close. And we raised our children together, and we shared a lot of very good memories. I want to say that though Mrs. Ashiwaju is gone, but she's not gone. She's alive in our hearts because we loved her so dearly. Miss Ashiwaju, you are a friend indeed, and you will always be remembered.
Mrs. Omokemi Riike Ashiwaju, as I always call you, Iya Gbemi, you were a great woman. You lived your life to serve people, to serve as many as came around you. I thank God for the grace of God that was upon your life, the love you shared to people, the wisdom, the care that you shared in the life of as many as came around you. It is something that cannot be forgotten. So my question to you today is, what legacies have been handed over to you? Even if your parents are still alive, what legacies have you taken from them that are influencing your life? I would encourage you to journal those things intentionally or add something to the comment section so that I get the opportunity to read and realize how similar we are and how intentional our parents were to hand over gifts that today we call legacies to us. And more importantly, what legacies will you be leaving behind for the next generation? Thank you.
Mama, you're the song I sing, a steady drum beneath my wings. Through